which is for GTA Online, which is the summer DLC. So, as you may or may not be aware, GTA brought out a brand new DLC from the 11th of August, and out for about a week, near enough 2 weeks now. But I'm going to go over what the new DLC has in it, from vehicles, from missions, from adversary modes, and free roam events. So first of all, I'm going to show you the message that Rockstar put on their newswire when they were first releasing this content. If I can find it, that's if I go in the right place. And this was the message here. So this is what Rockstar had to say on the new GTA stuff. A summer update to GTA Online is on the way, offering up a fun mix of diverse new content from the game's massive array of experiences to enjoy. They were also saying that later this year, players can expect more big updates for GTA, including the biggest update ever, featuring our latest take on heists in an entirely new location. Now, what I mean by this is we could possibly be expecting a brand new location for our heists. What this location is going to be, we do not know, because Rockstar have not mentioned anything else or any specific details onto what it's going to be. Now, me personally, I haven't got a scooby on what it's going to be, but whether it could be the Union Depository, but we've already kind of got the Union Depository in a way from the campaign. Whether they'll unlock the whole building for you to rob online, like what in the campaign when you were robbing the tons of gold and you were getting, like, say, 100 odd million. Me personally, I can't see that happening, because people will abuse this, will abuse that if it was to become a heist, and honestly, I can't see it happening. The other place that we had from the campaign was the jewellery store, but we kind of already got that online as well, where you go to your terabyte and you can rob the jewellery store as one of your missions, which involves you nicking a briefcase that has diamonds in it. But again, I cannot see us robbing that in GTA Online as a heist. Now, with them saying new location, what I'd like to see is the possibility of the return of Liberty City. Now, that could be a big if. If they do decide to return Liberty City, will they keep the old textures? I don't think so. They'll probably try and update it to the existing code and to the more modern standard of what GTA 5 is. Now, me personally, like I said, I'd love to see Liberty City there, but me personally, I don't think they will do that. I think it'll be just completely something different and something that'll hopefully blow us away. But that was what Rockstar had to say before the release of this new DLC. Now, with this new DLC, I'll go ahead and show you what it includes. These are some screenshots that I've took of the messages that when you're loading up GTA that I've took. So this is the first message on what they have to say about this new DLC. So as you can see, it says GTA Online Los Santos Summer Special. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. The city has all gets an extra dose of summer fun in the latest update to GTA Online, bringing with a host of new activities. Everyone including new yacht missions, which unfortunately you will have to have a yacht for, unless you know a person that has a yacht. They can launch that missions for you. But unfortunately, after completing all 6, if you are doing it with a person that has a yacht, you will not unlock this, and that is the captain's uniform. If you have your own yacht and launch all 6 of these missions and complete them all, you will unlock the captain's uniform. Now, when loading GTA Online, you will get a phone call from Captain Darcy, and Captain Darcy says, "Oh, come to if you have a super yacht." He says, "Come to the bridge to do have some important stuff and important missions for you to carry out," or something along those lines. Anyway, so me personally, I've done 2 of these missions, but like it says and states here that there are 6 missions in total for you to complete. We also have got the return of the open wheel races, but we now have brand new tracks, and these are. And how many we got? We have 9. And we also have the open wheel race creator. So whether they've added these tracks to that and allowing you to make your own ones, and I've added new stuff to that as well. I don't know, but I've not totally dove into that side of things as of yet. Like I said, we have new vehicles. We have 15 in total. We have ones on Legendary Motorsport, Super San Andreas Autos, and we have Benny's vehicles as well. We also have the return of adversary mode, and this is now allowing you to do adversary modes inside the casino, whether it'll be the vault or the casino floor or the hotel. Me personally, I've not played any of them, but I do know one of them involves you playing in the vault. We also have new business battle locations, and we also have new event cargo as well. This event cargo, if you collect one of the crates, it will be unlocking. Me personally, I've only received masks. Whether we're getting clothing items or like say ammo or like say one-off weapons, I don't know. Not had anything else from these cargoes yet. But the 2 new locations that you are getting for this business cargo is the Steelworks and an aircraft carrier. Now, as you may be aware, the aircraft carrier comes through from the Humane Labs heist, and it is the exact replica of that same aircraft carrier. Now, with this aircraft carrier, in order to board it to get these crates, you have to travel by boat. I do not recommend you travelling by helicopter or pressure, because as of me, I learned the hard way. If you fly to this aircraft carrier, it will blow you out of the sky, as it has air defences. Now, there is a way to deactivate these air defences once on board, and that is to go to the computer that is on the command deck. Now, once you've reached this computer on the command deck, all you have to do is use the hacking device and find the correct numbers. Once you find these correct numbers, you will deactivate the defense system for a certain length of time, depending on how many players are in your lobby. What I also like about these new business battles is originally you were only able to take one business battle, may it be a vehicle, or let's say if you're really lucky, you were able to take 2 if it was like in separate bags or that. With these new business battles, you are now able to take up to 8, yes, you heard me, 8 crates of business battles. What we also have is 2 brand new arcade machines, which I'll show you photos of in just a moment. We have Cubed, which is a retro sort of style arcade machine, and we have the Axe of Fury. Both of those I'll show you a picture of in just a moment. We also have a new mission which we can do, which involves Solomon Richards as well, and I will just go ahead and show you that picture in a moment of what Solomon has to say. And I believe it is this picture right here, just 2 seconds. And this is what Solomon has to say. So, reports of the recent break in at Solomon Richards' personal studio says the producer is heartbroken over the theft of some of Vinewood's most iconic props. The police have yet been unable to recover the lost property, prompting Richards himself to post a reward for any citizen willing to take up the task. Now, by doing this, you have to go to Solomon Richards' studio, and when entering the studio, you will go into his personal office and notice a whole bunch of police standing by doing an investigation. This is because all these props have been stolen. And what Solomon says is if you collect all 10, yes, that's correct, all 10 props, he will be giving you a reward for each and every one you collect. For each one that you collect, you get 10k in a reward. So by collecting all 10, you are getting 100k just for collecting them all, plus a 50k bonus on top of that. So overall, for collecting all 10, you're getting 150k. So I think that is pretty cool. Now, with this event, there is 10 locations that you have to go to in order to find them. I will show you the 10 locations that I got in another video later on and I'll post that up for you, showing you the exact locations that I got. Now, I will tell you this, for the three last locations during this mission, they are randomized. And that is because the three last props that you are looking for are in vehicles. Now, these vehicles can spawn at any time and at any location throughout the map. I was very lucky to come across these three vehicles by just lobby jumping, and what happens is a blue dot will appear on your map showing you exactly where these vehicles are. Now, the three locations that I received were the one at the Epsilon building. For you that don't know where the Epsilon building is, not far from Michael's house and not far from Eclipse Tower. And where this vehicle spawns is on the side of the building next to the gate. And what you have to do is you'll have to take out the Epsilon people in order to retrieve this vehicle and return it to Solomon Richards. Now, upon killing these people, you do get the police on you, but it's very easy to lose them. All you have to do is either one, lose them by yourself, or two, end up phoning Lester to remove the wanted level. It is very simple and it's very easy to do. With this one from the Epsilon people that you get, it is, I believe, an Egyptian sarcophagus that you will have in the back of the van. And that is one of the plots from one of the movies that Solomon has participated in. The other two locations is one, you will have a van outside Lester's garment factory. For you that don't know where Lester's garment factory is, it's just down from one of the custom shops and down from your 124 garage on Poplar Street or Poplar Road, I believe. It's either one of those two. Where this van spawns is at the very front of the building where the loading bay is to the garment factory. And again, it is a vehicle, but this time it's only guarded by two people, and you will have to take them out in order to retrieve the vehicle. As for the third vehicle, the third vehicle is a little bit trickier to find. For the third location that I got, it was Paleto Bay. Now, in order to find this vehicle, it is the vehicle that is in the picture just here. And as you can see, it's got like an orb / planet in the back of this vehicle. And I do believe it is a car off-road truck that we have. That is going to be the vehicle. In order to find it, it will be in Paleto Bay, where the two cheapest buildings are, which are the two garages not far from the Paleto Bay police station. Where this vehicle spawns is right at the end of one of these garages, but I don't think you can buy this garage, I'm afraid, but that is roughly where it spawns. Sometimes it is a lot harder to find because you might find it on the road instead rather than at the garages. But again, that is only by pure chance that I got the 3 locations. As for each and every individual person, it could spawn at different locations throughout the map. For me, it was those 3 locations, but for you, it could be completely different. But when doing this mission, please let me know what locations you got for these 3 vehicles in the comments below. As to, I would really like to find out what other locations were available. As for these arcade machines that I was talking about, I am going to show you the pictures for those. If I can come across the right ones. I believe it is this one. So this one is the first one that I was talking about, called Cubed. And they've spelled cubed with a Q, and the E is backwards. And instead of it being an E, it's a 3. And this is what they have to say about Cubed. The puzzle game you played before is back, and it's more compulsive than ever. Are you ready to spend days and nights tumbling and stacking your way onto the leaderboard? Then get your Cubed arcade machine from Pixel Emporium today. Now, what Cubed is, I have no idea because I do not have these arcade machines myself. But me personally, I think it's going to be like a sort of stacking game like Tetris in a way. It could be something completely different, I do not know. But it looks like a sort of retro arcadey game in a way. But me personally, I have no idea. As I've said, I do not have this arcade machine myself. The second arcade machine that we have is going to be the Axe of Fury, and I'm just going to show you a picture of that in just a moment. And it's going to be this one here. So this is Axe of Fury. Axe of Fury is just like when you go to a carnival, it is a matter of testing your strength. So basically, if you've been to a carnival, you will possibly see one of these machines, and what it gives you is a hammer, and you have to hit it as hard as possible to hit the bell at the top. Now this one is slightly different, as this one does not have the bell at the top, but it does have the number scale showing you how hard that you've hit the button. So this is what they have to say on Axe of Fury. Want to prove your mettle? The Axe of Fury arcade machine is now available from the Pixel Emporium website. Take a swing and find out if your guns are as hard as rock. So that's what they have to say about Axe of Fury. The next thing that I'm going to show you is the aircraft carrier that I was talking about, and show you what it looks like. If I go to the right place, excuse my phone is going off for notifications, so apologies about that. And it is going to be this photo here. So this is one of the locations in free mode that you'll get for your event cargo, which is, like I said, the aircraft carrier. This aircraft carrier, like I said, is that replica of the one that you board when you are doing the Humane Labs heist, which was the one where you were stealing the EMP, which was inside the Hydra. Now, as you can see, there is no Hydra on this aircraft carrier, but there is a Titan and some jets. Like I said, once you do activate this security system on the aircraft carrier, you will be given the option to fly off the aircraft carrier using the Titan and these jets. These jets and Titans are all available and all open for you to fly. They are not locked. you can straight away fly them off the aircraft carrier without a problem, as long as you don't get targeted by, let's say, enemy players, for example. But yeah, I think that's one of the coolest things that they've added to GTA Online. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to load up online, and I will go ahead and show you some of these vehicles that they have added. So let's go ahead and do that. So this may take a wee while to load up, as GTA doesn't really have the quickest of loading times. People have been saying, other YouTubers and all that have been saying, oh, GTA will get rid of their sorry, I'm getting the background noise from my TV because I did not have it on mute. But what they were saying was they were possibly going to get rid of these loading times. Me personally, I don't see it happening, as GTA does have a growing number of popularity and gamers that are constantly playing, and in order to keep them in check, they do have to have these loading times for people to get into servers and all that as well. So me personally, I do not see these loading times going away. But we are going to go ahead and load up online, and we are going to take things from there. What I'll also be showing you today is some of the other stuff from the previous DLC, which was the Casino Heist DLC. I will be showing you some of the costumes from that because it's been a while since I've played GTA and done a GTA video. So I'm just giving you an update of some of the other stuff that I've bought and received by playing GTA Online. So some of the stuff that I got on GTA Online that I didn't have originally was I've now got some outfits. I was going to say costumes, but the technical term is outfits from doing the casino heist stuff. These outfits include the prison guard uniform, the firefighter uniform, FIB uniform, and the Groupie 6 uniform. All these uniforms are from you will receive, including the uniform for the Hearst people. I can't remember the exact term for them, but let's say Undertakers. That's the one. You will get the Undertaker's uniform for side missions and all that, but in order to receive these uniforms, you will have to do the big con approach for the casino heist. Now, the first one that I received was the prison guard uniform. In order to get the prison guard uniform, you will have to launch the mission that involves you getting a level, I believe it's a level 2 key card, or basically the key cards to the vault. In order to activate this mission, it is by pure chance that you will get this. But if you do get this mission, what it involves is you will have to rob a prison bus. Once you've robbed the prison bus and took out the 2 guards on board, you will receive the prison guard uniform. Now, you have the choice of 4 prison guard uniforms that you can get, both long sleeve and short sleeve uniforms, and some of them have caps for your player as well. But I will be showing you the uniform that I got once we load into online. The other uniforms that I've got are the firefighter uniform. In order to get the firefighter uniform, again, you will have to do the big con approach, but this time, in order to get it, you will have to escape the building while wearing the firefighter uniform. Now, it did take me a good couple of takes in order to get it, because you do have to be stealthy about it and not get caught by the guards when making your escape from the casino. In order to get it, you have to select the firefighter uniforms for your escape and successfully get to the room where the uniforms are kept. Once you get the uniforms that are there, simply just make your escape without getting caught. What this also does is you will also get the chance of getting the fire truck, but I believe you do get the fire truck through purchase on Warstock anyways. Another uniform that you can get is this one right here, which is the FIB uniform. This is by, again, doing one of the wee side missions. I can't remember exactly which one it is, but if you know which one it is, please comment it below. It will really help people identify which mission it is. But in order to get the badge on this uniform, you have to save this outfit really quickly. Once upon completing the mission and having this FIB badge on, all you have to do is you have to just simply make your way and yourself to your wardrobe, may it be in the casino, may it be in one of your houses. All you have to do is make your way towards one of your wardrobes and just simply save this outfit. And you will have the FIB badge saved on this uniform. Now, if you do not do it, if you end up screwing up, you will not have the FIB badge saved on your uniform and it'll just be a plain suit. So I do suggest once getting this badge, just make your way straight towards your wardrobe in order to save this uniform and have the badge on it as well. Me personally, I kind of like this uniform. It's just unfortunate that I didn't get a uniform that I liked because also your ties all loose and that as well. But it's quite cool that you got the badge on it because none of the other costumes or outfits that we have and have this badge on it. So it's pretty cool. The other one that you get is this one that I'm just about to show you, which is the Groupie 6 uniform. If I can find it. I do believe I have it saved under security. And this is the Groupie 6 uniform right here. In order to get this uniform, again, you will have to do the big con approach. And this time you are going to select the Groupie 6 as your entry. Now, me personally, I do prefer the P6 approach towards the casino because what it allows you is it allows you straight access towards the vault and you will not get detected. Whereas if you were to do the Bugstart approach or any of the other approaches, you will get detected. The Groupie 6 approach is the only approach that allows you not to be detected when making your way towards the vault. Now, also, when you leave the vault and make your way towards your exit, you will get detected, and the guards do find out what you've done. But if you do keep this uniform on whilst making your escape, you will have this uniform saved permanently to your wardrobe. Now, me personally, I do like this uniform as I do like the detail and the touches that they added to it. So what we have on this uniform is we have our glasses, we have our cap, we also have body armor, cargo pants, boots. We also have the Group 6 logo on the side, and if you look at it closely, it kind of looks similar to another game, and that is Rainbow Six Siege. It looks kind of similar to their logo, but it's not quite their logo, I would say. So that hence why GTA have got away with it. And we also got our American flag badge on the side of one of our sleeves as well. We also have our walkie-talkie, which comes right up over your body armor towards your shoulder and that as well. So that is a really nice touch that they've added as well. With the firefighter uniform, we do have a variety of uniforms. Some of them will have the firefighter helmet with them, others will not. This depends on what position you are May it be 1, may it be 3, may it be 4. This all depends on what position you are when doing the big con. And here is the one that I got. This is the firefighter uniform. As you can see, like I said, we do have our helmet. We do have our overalls in that as well. We do have like a white scarf around our neck for fireproof protection in that as well. Do believe we have ones with the air tanks, like I said, your oxygen. Sorry, I noticed that I said air tanks. I mean oxygen tanks on the back as well. But I don't know if that is true or not, as I cannot remember it off the top of my head. But it's pretty cool uniform. As you can see, it's got LSFD City on the back, which stands for Los Santos Fire Department. And as you can see, it's got the number 23 on our helmet as to which station we are from. But overall, I think this is a really tidy uniform, and yeah, you can roleplay as a firefighter for the day if you really want to, for you guys that roleplay. But when running, as you can hear, it makes a little jingle. That is because we are also got like our cargo pants and all that as well. But you do hear it more when you're running. But overall, it is a really nice uniform. But we are going to change back to our usual. But I'm going to show you this one first, and this is the prison guard uniform right here. So the prison guard uniform, we have our glasses. We have the badges. One's also stating for the prison, and the other one is just a normal police badge. But as you can see, it looks like it doesn't really look like a proper badge on the police badge on the front. It just looks like it's been printed on. I would have liked it if it was like a proper badge. As you can see, we have prison guard keys on our belt as well, along with a walkie-talkie and stuff like that as well. And some of these like be pouches, but what's inside these pouches I don't know, as we cannot open them. But overall, it's not a bad uniform. I would have liked to see some slight improvements on it, but overall, it is a pretty decent uniform. So that is all that I have to mention on the casino side of things. Next thing is I'm going to show you the websites where you can buy the new vehicles from the Summer Special DLC. The first website that we are going to go to is Legendary Motorsport, and here we are going to have 4 vehicles from this brand new DLC. These vehicles are the Benefactor BR8, the Classic GR1, Labadati Tygon, and the Inverto Conquest D10. Now, me personally, my two personal favourites are the GR1 and the Conquest D10. The other 2 cars I'm not so daft on. As of this Formula 1 car, I don't really like the spoiler on the front. And this one, I just don't really like the style of it, but that's just my personal opinion. But the first one that we're going to show you is the BR8. So this is, again, like I said, it is a Formula 1 car. It is designed for racing, and you will be able, once purchases this, you will be able to use this on the new open BOD. Standard 8 colours to choose from, but again, once you buy this vehicle, you'll be able to put any colours you want along with secondary colours. I will also mention this as well. Rockstar have also added brand new tyres once you go to the Los Santos Customs shop as well, and that is street tyres. Me personally, I've not had a look at these tyres and what they look like, but what I've heard from is they are quite smart and really tidy as well, especially if you've got like a car that you just want to cruise about and show off. But again, I've not looked into it as much. But with the Formula 1 car, you are able to customize certain parts of it. You're able to customize what in Formula 1 called the nose of the car, which is this part here, and for let's say your your bumpering and all that. You're also able to customize what the game calls a spoiler, but it's basically what it is. But it's kind of helps with your braking system slash your turbo and all that as well. And you're also able to customize this part here, which is the fin of the, which we call the fin of the car as well. And you're able to change that as well. You're also able to change, let's say, your exhaust. Now, you would expect your exhaust to be at the back of the vehicle, but with a Formula 1 cars, the exhausts are actually up here towards where your spoiler is and where the fin is. Where the exhaust is located is just where my arrow is here. It's just down from the fin of the car. But again, they are quite smart to customize to your own liking. You will be able to use your boost as well, which is basically your turbo, by holding in both your analog sticks in order to activate it. So that's a nice touch. So it kind of makes the car go even faster. As for the stats on this vehicle, they are pretty decent. Good traction, like all Formula 1 cars should be. Again, Formula 1 cars are all about acceleration and top speed. As for the braking could be slightly improved, but again, Formula 1 cars are built for speed, not really much braking, but it's pretty decent. I would have liked to see a wee bit fluid on this part right here, but again, you can obviously customize that and improve the stats in whatever way you like. As for the I was going to say DR8, I mean BR8. It is 3.4 million, so you will need a hefty amount of cash in order to buy these vehicles. I would say roughly a good couple of million in order to get them, and also if you're wanting to customize them in that as well. Next, we have the D-Classe DR1. This is also just under 3 million. It is just over 2.9 mil. And again, this is, like what I said, is one of my favourite ones, as it reminds me of the more modern Formula 1 cars that we have today. Now, me personally, I would say this Formula 1 car is probably from the 2000 odds upwards, as for obviously it is a more modern front nose that we have on the car, and more modern spoiler in that as well. Again, you can customize the livery, customize the color and all that, and like the BR8, you're able to customize like so the fin, spoiler, nose and all that as well. As for the nose, as you can see, it only has one here, but if you were to customize it, you can have like up to three, each one being split off into even smaller ones of this part. Just this part right here that I'm pointing at. You can also like to customize your tires to make them more race looking and all that as well. But overall, again, stats very good. Braking is slightly lower than what the BR8 is, but again, you can improve that when you are customizing this vehicle. Next one that we have is the Labadati Tactigon, and this one is just over 2.3 mil. It is one of the cheaper ones out of the four cars on Legendary. Again, this one reminds me more of a Ferrari, one of the old Ferrari type race cars that we've previously had in real life. But me personally, I don't know what kind of car this is actually based off of. But for you guys that play GTA and know your cars, if you can tell me what kind of car this is based off of, that would be great. If you do, leave it in the comments below. I would really like to find out what kind of car this is in real life. Me personally, I don't really like the style of it as for the front, but the back's much tidier than what I would say the front is. Now, me personally, I think they were kind of going for like the LaFerrari kind of vibe with these mirrors on the side of the car here. But again, you can obviously customize them, make them not as outwards and more probably more shorter and more inwards. My friends trying to invite me even though I am recording. I will just go and message him. I'll message him in a moment. I doesn't know that just now. Going to just bear with me a moment, guys. I'm going to message him via phone. Sorry about that, guys. So, like I said, that is a cheaper one of the cheaper ones out of the four that we have. The next one that we have is again one of my favourites out of the new cars, and that is the Inverter Conquest D10. And me personally, I'm not a huge fan of pink cars, but on this one, it actually works. Because also we've got the tyres to match in that as well, but it kind of stands out with the pink. And that's coming from a guy that doesn't really like the colour pink personally. But this car actually pulls it off. A year ago, also I could see why you would go for pink. Guys, I don't really see them going for pink as much unless they like the colour pink. But me personally, I'd go for more boy colour, like say blue or red. Me personally, I wouldn't go for green because I think green and also like say yellow and all and that kind of ruins the car. Can see it in a white, but me personally, I think that white would be a bit too bright, and also black being a bit too dark at times. Me personally, I do like a bit of colour, like some red, blue, possibly orange at times, but very unlikely, and very rarely will I go orange. I wouldn't really go yellow because again, yellow is a bit too bright for me and kind of ruins the vibe of the car. But again, I really like this car. I've had it out on the road. With the livery, you can have like a black stripe go up the middle and all that, and have it be slightly curved on the bonnet here as well. We also can change the like I said, the livery, can change the tires, can change pretty much anything on the car apart from the inside of it. Again, starts on this vehicle are pretty good. Speed, acceleration, the only and traction. The only downside on this vehicle is the brakes, but again, you can improve them once customized. As for this car, it is the cheapest one out of the DLC vehicles on Legendary, and that is just because it is just over 1.5. But again, if you're wanting these vehicles, I would suggest saving up your money as like what I did and to purchase these vehicles. So, because each and every one near enough costs a good couple of mil, apart from the ones on Benny's and the one from Super Autos. But the next one that we are going to go to, I didn't mean to close that, is Southern Super Autos. Now on Southern Super Autos, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new vehicles on here. The one that I personally like is the Dukes right here. We do have the Dukes available beforehand, and that was your Dukes of Death. Also, if you for the Dukes of Death, the Dukes of Death had all the armor on it, whereas this one is just a standard one and does not have any armor on it at all. As for the liveries on the Dukes, I had in a black and it has flames up the side. Me personally, I don't really like the exhaust at the back, so I've put the exhaust along the side where the skirt is right here. Also, one thing that you probably noticed on this photo is as well is that the vehicle is damaged. Why Rockstar have decided to do this, I do not know. I really was confused as to why they uploaded a picture of a damaged vehicle. As you can see, the whole bonnet is wrinkled. This whole side wind right here is all wrinkled and dented as well. The inside of the car, as you can see on the door, the leather is totally torn along with the seats. But once upon customizing this vehicle, you will be able to repair all of that and customize it to your liking. As I said, for me, it was the flames on the side, total repaired all that, and put the exhaust on the side, and I gave it the Duke's muscle tires in that as well. But I'll be showing you what I've done with some of these new vehicles in just a moment. Now the vehicles that we have is the Frontier, which is kind of like an off-road vehicle. It's more like that Land Rover type vehicle. Me personally, I'm not really a huge fan of these vehicles, and that's just me. But again, if you're like an off-road person, I'd recommend probably getting this. As for power, I'm not 100% sure how well it'll handle, but again, stats not too bad, can still be improved. Traction's pretty decent, but again can be improved. Braking can be improved just slightly. I'd probably maybe put it up to the third bar if you're lucky. Acceleration, I'll obviously increase that just a tad. Top speed isn't too bad. It's about 3.5, almost 4. But again, you got your standard 8 colours. But again, if you go to the customer shop, you'll be able to change and all your colours and your tyres and all that as well, and change the lights and stuff. For this vehicle, it is 678,000. It's not a bad price. Also, not as cheap as the Dukes, as the Dukes is 378,000. As for the top three, they are the more expensive ones, with the Mibatsu Penumbra FF being the most expensive out the lot. This one's more of a street-looking car, hence why if you were to customize it, I would suggest putting the new street tires on it. This one purely is for street races, but just looking at the design. Me personally, I'd say this is more of like, I would say more Nissan looking sort of car. But again, me personally, I have no idea what this car is based off in real life. Again, car is kind of low to the near enough kind of low to the ground. Me personally, I would like to have it a wee bit higher up, because I don't really like cars being too low to the ground, because it does kind of make or look like the car is actually scraping across the ground. Overall, I'm not too. The design of this car is not too bad. I'd maybe change the front just slightly. Maybe the back isn't too bad. And maybe change also, if I was able to, I would change the tail light and just a tad. But overall, it's not a bad looking car. Again, speed is pretty decent. Traction's quite good as well. The only thing that's letting this car down again is the braking. But again, you will be able to customize all that and improve this vehicle. Next one that we have is the BF Club. Now, this personally reminds me of a bloody Volkswagen Golf. Me personally, I don't really like Volkswagen. That's just me in particular, because I do see a lot of these cars now and then on the street, and they do tend to make them look like street racing cars slash rally cars. Now, the Volkswagen Golf was built for rally racing and that as well. Again, I'd probably change the colour on this, or make it like a pure red and not have the orange, because orange kind of ruins the vibe of the car. I'll get a wee bit. Overall, speed, acceleration are pretty decent. Can slightly be improved. Traction is just in the fourth bar and no more. Braking can also be improved because it is just in the second bar, but I'd totally increase that to make that bar just a bit fuller, maybe slightly go into the third if we are lucky. Next we have the Landstalker XL, and this is more of like an SUV type car. Whether it's built for off-road, I wouldn't know unless you were to also put off-road tyres on it. Again, stats pretty decent. The only thing that's again letting it down is the braking. But again, this car is an SUV, so it's meant for being on the road. It could probably handle the dirt just ever so slightly, but you can also improve that to make it handle the dirt as well, like a 4x4 in a way. Again, car just over 1.2, with it being 1,220,000. But overall, it's not a bad looking car. I do kind of like the look of this car. I like the front end, the style of it. The only thing that I'm not too daft on is the back. I would have liked to see that a bit more curved, like if you guys don't know, like so the Ford Kuga, the way it's curved at the back. If you guys know what that vehicle looks like, if not, I would suggest looking at it in order to get a real idea of what that car looks like. But overall, it's not a bad looking car. Next vehicles that we have are the Benny's vehicles, and for once it's actually loaded up on my last visitors pages. So if you go over to stock, you'll be able to come across the vehicles that they have, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vehicles that have been added to Benny's. Some of these vehicles, as you can see, are ones that you can get off the street. For example, the Peyote, you can get that off the streets, along with the Manana as well. The only ones that you can't really get off the streets are the Yosemite, the Gauntlet, the Yoga, and this Benefactor right here as well. I do believe that is going to be the Benefactor Glendale up here on the top right here. As for the Gauntlet, that is my personal favourite from Benny's. I do have this vehicle myself. As you can see, this is it being stock. It's totally different from when you customize it. If you were to customize it to the Benny's look, you will have a whole different looking front end of the car and that as well. This car is advertised for 615,000. Again, one of the most reasonable prices, I would say. Top speed, acceleration, pretty good. Again, with traction. Braking, again, could be slightly improved, but it isn't the worst that we've seen out of these new vehicles. Next, I'm going to show you what it looks like with the Benny's upgrade, and this is what it looks like. As you can see, like I said, the front of the car is completely different. They've extended it and made it more curved. Now, me personally, for you guys, I don't know if you've watched the first Cars movie, but this reminds me of the Team Dinoco car in a way. Now, also, you can customize it to look like the Team Dinoco car, but unfortunately, you won't be able to get the exact same number, and also the sponsors and all that as well, and like I said, Dinoco on the side. Good thing about this is if you were wanting to make it look like the Team Dinoco car, you can possibly get the right colour blue. Also changing the tyres and all that as well. You can have custom tyres, and you will be able to have like the spoiler at the back as well. The only thing that I don't really like on the Benny's upgrade is also the front bumper. I think it kind of ruins the front of the car a bit. So me personally, I didn't bother adding that. I just had that totally removed and just had this part here. just to make it more muscle looking and that as well. I like the fact that they've added the sun strip because it kind of gives it that race vibe and that as well. And good thing about it is you can actually change the seats and obviously the inside of the car and that as well to your looking. So you can change, let's say, your fuel gauges and let's say your speedometers and all that as well, to make it more race car looking. Again, you can change the seats and the inside the doors and that as well. So overall, it is a really nice looking car. I'm really impressed with this one. It's probably one of the better looking cars that they've brought out as well. Again, like I said, 615,000, pretty decent price for just this car. But I'm really impressed with it. Next one that we have is the Bravado Yoga. This one you can make it look like the 18 van, but me personally, I wouldn't really say it's the 18 van because it's slightly different at the front. Again, you can customize the inside of this vehicle. In the back, you be able to put speakers. You will have like a wee TV and alcohol in the back as well. Unfortunately, for the TV and the alcohol, you cannot interact with them. You cannot drink the alcohol, and you cannot let's change the channels on the old TV and that as well, which is kind of disappointing. I would have liked to see that you can interact with all that because you do get to see what the back of this van looks like if you were in first person. But again, it's a nice looking van if you were wanting to go like sort of all gangster out, because also you have the wee side doors, you have the back doors and that as well. So you can be able to open the side doors and just let your guns let rip and just totally annihilate people. But overall, it's not bad looking van. I would have liked to see it in a slightly different style. But this is kind of roughly what it looks like when customized. As you can see, it's slightly higher up. You've got the RAM bar on the front, added spotlights in that as well. We have the lights on top of the roof with like a sort of like a railing and all that as well. And as you can see, we have like a wee pop out bit on the front as well, where the engine bay is. But overall, it's not a bad looking van. It kind of reminds me of that Scooby-Doo van looking style in a way, with the front and let's say the length of the vehicle. Overall, not too bad looking vehicle. And that one is 195,000. Again, reasonable. Benny's does has reasonable prices for obviously buying these vehicles, but also it's going to cost you a lot more if you were to upgrade them. Next, we have the Benefactor Glendale. Now, this one is an older style looking car, as you can see. It's not too bad looking. The only thing that kind of disappoints me is obviously the lights on this vehicle. But again, if you're into classic looking cars and older style cars, it's not too bad. Once customized, it kind of looks a bit better, and this is what it looks like when it is customized. As you can see, we have the flames, and we have 3 different colors of flames. We have black, we have like a sort of greeny looking color, and we have like a sort of blue looking color just at the back here as well. Now, by adding the flames, it kind of makes the car look more modern. As you can see, also the inside of this vehicle has been customized as well, because it's got sort of blue on the inside. Me personally, I do like the way they've done the tyres as well by adding a wee bit of white, so kind of not almost like your white walls, but not quite white walls in a way. Again, this car's advertised for 200,000, so again, fairly cheap. Again, stats not too bad. The only thing letting it down again is the brakes, but also you can upgrade that to make it improved in that as well. Next, we have the Yosemite. Now, this one reminds me of a Ford truck as well. What kind of Ford truck? I don't know by 100% off the top of my head, but it does have that Ford looking style. Again, why does it keep showing me to customize one and not this one first? I don't know. As you can see, it is quite low down to the ground. Me personally, I'd probably raise that just ever so slightly. But again, it's not too bad when it's quite close to the ground. I do like the colour on it as well, but me personally, I'd probably change it to maybe like a light blue and give it that forward-looking vibe. But it's not too bad in the yellow, actually. It's kind of tidy. And again, with like I said, keeping them wheels. Also, we've got also the sun strip here as well. You have also the choice of adding that or also removing that. It's not too bad having it there, but me personally, I'll probably remove it. Um, Again, 485,000, fairly cheap. Stats not too bad. Again, breaking letting it down a wee bit. But this is what it looks like when customized. So as you can see, it has been raised. They've added, let's say, sort of the off-road tires and sharp teeth and also mouth, eyes, and all that as well. Different sort of livery. We've got a ram bar on the front with the lights, along with the spotlight on top here. As you can see, the doors have changed as well. That's the only thing that's kind of letting it down as well is the doors. You're not going to really have much protection, especially if you get shot by enemy players, because who doesn't want to shoot a pretty looking car and with you in it? But overall, not bad looking car. I've also maybe changed the colour just ever so slightly. But it is a not bad looking livery on this vehicle. But also you have a variety of liveries that you can choose from. It doesn't have to be specifically this one. Next, we have the Peyote. Now, also the Peyote, you can find this vehicle spawning on the roads no matter what. You don't really need to buy it. But if you were struggling to find it, you can just come to Benny's and you'll be able to purchase it for 38k. Again, it's a not bad looking vehicle. Me personally, I'd kind of keep it stock, maybe slightly lower to the ground. Can add hydraulics and stuff to it, speakers in the back, kind of gangster style. Also, what they've done here is like you can remove the roof and all that, possibly have like a pop-up hood. I don't know if that's an actual thing that you get with this car is the pop-up hood. But overall, not bad looking car. Also, I've changed the colour and add the wee flames here. I actually do have this car. It's totally different colour and different sort of livery from this one because I've got as a red with the wee sort of side flames here and white wall tyres. But again, everybody has different tastes. And this is what Benny's decided to do to it. As you can see, they'll have the white wall tyres, totally different livery. It's like a burgundy red. They've slightly changed the hood of the car. Me personally, I'm not too daft on the way that looks. But again, you guys might be different. As you can see, speakers in the back. They changed the hood to look like a sort of zebra sort of skin. Me personally, I wouldn't like that. I would probably just keep that, let's say, plain black. As you can see, they kind of made it gangster looking by also adding the dollars signs to the tires. Me, I wouldn't really have that. I'd just kind of keep it sort of basic. But I do like the white walls. The white walls give it a nice tidy finish to the car. Again, like I said, 38,000, fairly cheap to buy this car, but also it will cost you a lot more if you were wanting to upgrade it. Stats, again, braking to letting it down can also improve that. Acceleration's kind of letting it down a wee bit as well, but also, again, you can improve that. Finally, and last but not least, we have the Albany Manana. And yeah, I know banana is close to saying banana. A lot of people will probably mistaken that word. 10k, fairly cheap. This is what it looks like stock. Me personally, by looking at it stock, it reminds me of the MIB car for you guys that don't know what MIB is, MIB is Men in Black, as in the film with Will Smith in it. Yeah, Will Smith. That's what kind of car reminds me of, the one that Kay drives, and I'll say, don't push the red button. It would have been cool if they did add the red button and you had like the pure jet engines in the back, in the car go even faster. But again, that would be pretty overpowered. Like I said, 10,000 fairly cheap. Starts braking, letting it down massively here. Also, I would totally improve that. Acceleration could be slightly better. 2 isn't too bad, it's not the worst, but it also can be improved. Same with top speed. Traction, pretty decent. In the third bar, can maybe improve that slightly to 4 if we're lucky. Again, not bad looking car, and this is what it looks like customized. As you can see, they've added the white wall tires again. Me personally, I wouldn't have this livery on it. Like so, the green. It's not the greatest of colours, but again, everybody's different. As you can see, they've added the wee flames that I was talking about on this one, but you can also add that on the POA as well. Me personally, I wouldn't really have the engine coming out the front, especially if you're driving it in first person. You don't want to be looking at the engine. It's kind of distracting in a way. Me personally, I would just keep the engine under the hood rather than poking out. But that's just me. Again, also you can make it like a low rider sort of style vehicle, because obviously you added, let's say, the sort of dirt caps on the back, making the car look lower. But overall, not bad looking car. Fairly cheap, but also it's going to cost you a lot more if you upgrade it. But that is it for vehicles. Now I'm going to show you what I've done with the vehicles from the new DLC and what I've done to them and how I customized them and that as well. Damn it, I clicked on casino even though I didn't want to go to the casino. I want to exit it. What am I like? I'm a pure idiot. But come towards the end of this vehicle, I'm going to say this now, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. Let's aim for, I don't know, let's aim for about 5 likes on this video. I know we can do it, guys. Like I said, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you get notified of any new content and my latest videos. What I'm also going to do for you guys is I will also leave a link to my new Discord, and what I also do is I am now live streaming on Twitch as well under the name Plasma Shadow. Both my Discord and my link to my Twitch channel will be in the description below, so please go ahead and check them out. I really appreciate it if you'd follow me on Twitch, and who knows, when I'm streaming, if you want to stop by and say hello. Notice that I'm going towards the spin the wheel when I'm wanting to go towards the exit, so bear with me, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to just nick a random vehicle. Can we nick this one? Yep, we'll just nick this one to get towards our CEO building. Me personally, I don't know why people leave their vehicles unlocked, because this just means like so also just nicking it. As you can see, like I was talking about earlier, we have the new business cargo location, which is the steelworks, which is over on that direction on my map, where as you can see the green squares are. in order to get into the steelworks, I will tell you this as well, you will have to hack the door in order to get inside the building. With this one, we do have a brand new hack. It is not like the other hacks that you have for your business cargoes in order to get into buildings and stuff. This particular hack is actually the hack from the Felicia job heist. If you don't recall, that is the one that Lester gives you for hacking the door to the vault in the Felicia job. With this hack, it's a fairly easy one. It's not a really hard one. They Rockstar kind of made it easy for us to open this door. Also, with doing this hack, you just have to be careful, as it is just guiding your laser line to the opposite end and making that connection. But overall, it's not a bad hack. It's fairly easy to do if you know what you're doing. I wouldn't say it's that difficult. Oh, this guy's trying to run me over. Why? He's trying to run me over. Oh, Jesus, dude. Why are you shooting at me? Really? As you can see, we do have a lot of griefers on GTA. But I will deal with them two later, because they're just little pups to the level that I am. Where are you? Come on. Got him. He got him. He was just an associate, but who cares? At least we got our revenge on him. So we're going to go to Opus Gardens Free, because that is where we have these vehicles, these brand new vehicles from the heist. So we are just waiting to load in. And here we are. So as you can see, I've got some other vehicles mixed in with the new ones, but these are the ones that I went for. So over here we have the Dukes. As you can see, and like what I said, we've put it in black. We've added the flames to it, and we've put the exhaust on the side like so. We also have the engine coming out in the front to make it that muscle, give that extra muscle looking vibe. But overall, it's not that bad looking car. It's quite powerful out on the road. As you can see, like I put the Duke's muscle tires on it as well. So that's quite. I love it out on the road, especially if you're driving the engine and that as well. Handles the dirt not too badly, but again, you just got to be careful not to lose control, because this car will spin, and also be good for drifting about in. Over here we have the G10. Me personally, I do like the livery that I've put on this car along with the paint. So the livery I done was also, like I said, was the black stripe down the middle and slightly obviously curved at the front. I did also the red to give it that extra nice looking touch. Me personally, I'd probably also maybe go back later and put red rims on it just to give it a better finish on the car. Also, maybe go with the same sort of red that is actually on the bodywork, and add that red to the rims of the tyres. I might add a bit of underglow to the car as well, like a red underglow, but again, I might not, because it might be a bit too much added to the car. Again, headlights also maybe change them later on. I don't know, but I kind of like the headlights that I've got, which is just the plain neon. So go into here. Right, get out of the vehicle first and go to vehicles. Can I access remote functions? No. Unfortunately, I can't activate remote functions while in the garage. But we do have neon headlights on this. Next, we have our Formula 1 car, which is the DR1. As you can see, it's a very nice, tidy finish and lovely livery that I have on this, with the red and the sort of dark grey slash stone grey that we have on it. Me personally, I do like also the livery and the skin that I have on this car. And as I was saying earlier, with the front here, as you can see, when first purchasing this vehicle, it was just a full one. But as you can see, this is actually divided up with also the wee gaps you can see in the middle here. As for the back, like I said, we have these sort of air vents. That's a grill vents right here. You can also customize that to your liking. As for the fin, as you can see, we have this black sort of fin slash stripe right down the back of the car. You have the option whether you want to add that on or not. Me personally, I added it on just to give it that nice tidy finish. Also for the spoiler, you can change that as well to your liking. Me, I just kept it stock because me personally, I just think it looks more of a Formula 1 car like that. And like I said, the exhaust actually come out towards where the spoiler is and just before your back tyre. Because on Formula 1 cars, that's where your exhausts are. They don't actually come out the back here where your brake light is. What other vehicles did we have? I think that's it for the vehicles that we had. That was all the ones that we bought, unless not we have this one up here that I forgot about. And this was the Benny's vehicle that we were talking about, and here it is here. Now, as you can see, it kind of looks a wee bit like the Phoenix at the front, but it's not quite the Phoenix. So this is with the Benny's upgrade. Me personally, I do like this vehicle. It's quite a powerful car, and it sounds really nice when you have it on the road as well. Like I said, I kind of tried to go for the Dynaco car off of Cars, but it's not quite the same because, again, it was very hard trying to find the right blue. Me personally, I think that's the closest blue that you can get to it. Others, other people may differ, and they'll know that's not the right blue for it. But me, I think I thought it was close enough, but that's just my opinion. As you can see, it like the spoiler again. I'll have it raised to give it that race car looking vibe. Also, the livery in that as well has that extra touch to it. But overall, it's a very nice looking car. It sounds nice. Inside of the car's quite tidy as well. Like you can see, if I go into first person. So this is what the inside of the car looks like. So we have the racing seats. We have our different gauges. You can customize your steering wheel and all that as well. As you can see, it like says gear sticks totally different as well. That to make it look like a proper race car. So that's kind of like, I don't know if that is your gear stick or if your gears are actually on the steering wheel. That might be actually your handbrake right there. I'm not 100% sure, but you guys will probably know better than what I do. But yeah, that is basically it. So that is, I'm going to leave this video here. This was the new stuff, the new summer special DLC for GTA. Like I said earlier, if you like this, if you've enjoyed this video, please drop a like. Let's try and aim for 5 likes on this video. I know we can do it. Also, like what I said, if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you get notified of all my new and recent content and videos. Also, please feel free to join my Discord. My Discord is now active. I will leave that in the description below if you want to come by and say hello. You can post like stuff on my Discord and that as well, as long as it's appropriate. So it can be like videos, it can be photos of everyday life. But if you're wanting to find out what I'm up to in everyday life, or like if you're wanting to get notified of when I'm possibly going to upload new videos, when I'm going to be live streaming, I'll be leaving all my notifications and stuff in my Discord. That way you'll be more up to date and up to track on what I am up to. Also, I will be leaving a link to my Twitch channel as well. So whenever I'm live, if you want to stop by and say hello, or just want to look and find out what I am up to, please just check it out if you really want to. But I'll leave that decision up to you guys. And I'll also notify you on my Discord as well when I am live streaming, or I'll make a short YouTube video saying, hey, look, I'm going to be live streaming at such and such time. Come and stop by. As for my live streams, I'll be live streaming a whole variety of games, may it be GTA, it could be Star Wars, it could be anything that I'm just in the mood for. So yeah, I hope to see you on my Twitch channel, which is Plasma Shadow. But again, I will be leaving a link to that in the description below. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will catch you next time. Peace out, everybody. Bye.